Greetings. Here is the secret sauce of livelihood and inclusion for persons with disability, the livelihood framework. If we understand that there is diversity in disability, we will have policies, schemes, models and strategies around including all kind of disabilities. So what is this framework all about and what does it mean? Based on the census, we have seen that largest population of disability is primarily persons who are visually impaired, persons who are hearing impaired, and persons who are physically disabled or orthopedically challenged. I am going to group the other disabilities like autism, development delays, deaf-blind, multiple disabilities in the others bucket for the ease of understanding the framework. If we take these four disability areas and consider the educational qualification parameter, such as the leftmost side being illiterate to the rightmost side being a graduate to postgraduate, then we can consider the livelihood profiles to be bucketed into three profiles: manual, semi-skilled, and skilled. We can divide the three livelihood profiles into two halves, which are related to the kind of jobs. On the left side, mostly non-computer related, and the right side, mostly computer related. This now reveals the secret sauce of various livelihood segments: manual VI, manual hearing impaired or manual HI, manual PD or manual physical disability, manual others, skilled VI, skilled hearing HI, skilled PD, and skilled others. This 8 segments forms our livelihood framework to work with for persons with disability. So let us look at this framework from a very fundamentals of economics and the backbone of market economy, the supply versus demand for each of these segments. Manual VI, the supply is high and the demand is very low. In trades which are more labor intensive like manufacturing, the demand is very low as there is fear of safety aspects for persons with visual impairment. Manual HI, the supply is low and the demand is high. Surprising, right? Interestingly, this is because in the labor intensive industry, a person who is physically fit cannot hear or speak are preferred. On the other hand, there are a lot of individuals who are unreached or unaware of the possibility of employment due to the communication barrier at the community level. Manual PD. Here the supply is high and the demand varies from mild disability to severe disability. Let's understand what we mean by that. As there are no sensory barriers, the barriers are for accessibility to transportation and workplace. Hence, the demand varies from mildly disabled to severely disabled who is person on wheelchair. Manual others. The supply is high and the demand is very low. As the individuals require some hand-holding and supportive environment, the demand in mainstream job is very low, and also involvement of organization working on rehabilitation along with the livelihood is a must. So based on the supply and demand learning and the best practices, here are few options of livelihood models in the manual or non-computer segment. Self-employment, especially more important for the rural areas. Outsource model, very relevant for manual others or severely disabled. Wage employment, available more in the urban and semi-urban geographies. Now let us look at the supply versus demand for the computer or skilled segment. Skilled VI. The supply is high and the demand is on an increasing trend. The reason for demand increasing is because of the government or PSU quota system and also the increase in the acceptability in the private sectors which is on the rising trend. Skilled HI, very similar to skilled VI. Supply is high and the demand is on the increasing trend for the same reasons as in the case of skilled VI. Skilled PD. Here the supply is high and the demand is also increasing or high. Why? This segment can be actually mainstreamed, and as there is not much inclusion challenges as long as the physical barriers are acceptable. Like for persons with severe disability who are on wheelchair who require some accommodations at the workplace like a ramp or a lift. Skilled others. Supply is high and the demand is low. There is a need for a supporting environment for a workplace, hence the demand is low. Although there are companies who have come forward with special projects for including this segment. Also, the involvement of organizations specializing on rehabilitation for specific disability is a must. Based on this supply versus demand learnings and best practices, the following options for livelihood models have been found successful. Wage employment, especially in the private sectors. Inclusion in quota jobs like government and public sector undertakings. Outsourced model for more relevant in case of severe disability and also scalable options possible. Work at home, very relevant for persons with severe disability to work using their computers where physical accessibility is a challenge. Hope you found this very insightful and helpful. Thank you.